It's another really quiet night out here. I was out here last night and it was so quiet. There was hardly anyone. And it was really windy, nice and cool. And I was gonna start recording and I'm like, no, just fucking enjoy this. Keep the phone in your pocket and just enjoy this nobody around, nice and windy atmosphere. It's fucking beautiful. It's Thursday night. Usually Thursday night's pretty busy, so I don't expect it to be the same way. And no wind, which isn't great either. I like that they turned this fountain back on. This is you can't really, oh yeah, you can probably see the wild water comes down here. Surprised no one's taking a bath in it. Yeah, it'll happen if it hasn't already. Yeah, and that Target is giving me the case of the biggest case of blue balls ever. It's like, when are they gonna open? Do you know what I mean? It's like, that's been like that for 2 years. And they'll tease it, like they'll do a little bit. They'll take they took the things off the windows upstairs so you could actually see in. And a couple weeks go by. Then they add lighting. A couple weeks go by. They replace the outdoor door where you come to get where the people come to pick up money in the Brinks trucks. They have like an outside door panel that's usually spray painted over. They put a new one of that. So it's like these little things over time. Nia he's pretty sure that they're going to be open for Christmas, and that makes sense, I would think. But on the other hand, as someone that's worked retail at Christmas, maybe it would be too chaotic to move in and do Christmas season at the same time, because during Christmas season, you have extra everything. It's a whole clusterfuck. I worked Christmas Eve for Toys R Us one year. I used to work third shift, but it was 24 hours around Christmas time. And yeah, they kind of have to change the whole store. Now, of course, it's a toy store, so there's going to be like extreme changes and stuff. But most stores do that. Most retail has to shift all their stuff because it's Christmas time, you know. So that's the only thing. Like, it would be nice if they're open for Christmas. Now, once they go in, doesn't mean, and I know, I'm sure many people are worried about this. It doesn't mean I'm going to abandon Ross. Of course not. Because even though Target's going in there, they'll have, well, I was going to say the latest stuff, but we live on an island. We don't, it takes a little while to get anything here, but it'll be more recent stuff, but they're going to be still regular retail prices, whereas Ross is like half off everything. Like when I get toys there, figures there, they're usually like a fraction of the cost sometimes, or at least half, at least half off. So I'm not going to be abandoning Ross for anytime soon. In fact, am I going in there? Yeah, I'm going in there. Sorry, I'll be right back. Happened to cross I happened to cross a Forbes article, which is like a WEF, kind of mouthpiece. Every major media thing is, man. It all is. But it was they were talking about a review. It's a music review for Clapton's new album. Eric Clapton. Now, I was never a huge Clapton fan. I appreciate what he does. I think his playing is great on Pros and Cons of Hitchhiking by Roger Waters. It's fucking amazing on that. But, never thought much about him until the thing that happened 5 years ago. He was one of the only dudes, him and Van Morrison, that said, wait a minute, hold on a second. And that's all he said. Wait a minute, hold on a second. And because of that, he's been demonized, shut out of everything. I mean, he does interviews with the Real Music Observer, who I love. I like that guy, I like his channel, but they're not a big YouTube channel, because big YouTube channels wouldn't even have him on, because they can't, because he's a bad man. He's the bad man. At least that's how they see it, because he said, hold on. So this new album, you won't even find it like reviewed anywhere, like in a major kind of, like they won't touch it. It's like fucking poison. And I think this Forbes article wasn't, I don't even know if it was a straight up review or they just talked about his album. I think it was more the case of that. But anyway, they talked about the songs on the album, some that were written during the thing that happened that everyone wants to forget. And the lyrics are basically saying, hold on, wait a minute, which is all he ever said. And they're calling it problematic, and it had problematic lyrics, like, you know, and the lyrics they print are about like freedom, not wanting to be stepped on, and tyranny, and all the things that, you know, that thing that was projected with that whole move that really mystified me about why people got on their knees and started looking boots, until, you know, I really applied that 95% of these motherfuckers ain't real kind of thing, and now it kind of makes more sense to me. But back then it was just fucking mystifying, you know. It didn't make sense to me. But yeah, they're problematic. It's like, what, problematic? That it was nothing bad he said, you know, and they're printing these quotes of the lyrics like you would think he was hailing the Reich or something. It's fucking crazy. It just basically says, you know, hold on, wait a minute, you know? And you just get to thinking, like, this is how their media system, their whole, you know, they're all connected to all these media people. It's one thing. It's one big thing. And they're like, that's how they think people think, or they want people to think. People don't think that way. Look at what happened. See, I gotta be careful about what I'm saying here too. Look at what happened since then. You know, a lot of people are gone now. You know, I'll just say that. I'm not gonna say how or why they're gone, but they're gone now. So was he wrong for saying, hang on a second? And then they mentioned Van Morrison, and the same thing as Van Morrison is on this album too. And they're like, they treat him like he's Goebbels or something. Like the two of them fucking colluded on this, you know. And following that, you know, they'll say something like that, and then the very next following thing they'll talk about how, oh, so and so, this guy, he was only 24 years old and he died of cancer. What's up, man? Got some quarters in there, I think. Right, have a good day, man. Good night. And it totally mystifies doctors. You know, it's fucking madness how many young people are dying of cancer. I'm not saying, but what? I don't know why it's happening. I'm as mystified as Khazars in the lab coats. You know, the same ones that I can't even say it. I got YouTube on my ass, so I gotta be careful about what I say. But yeah, the way they fucking vilifying this guy, it's just funny. It's like, why? Because he was right? Is that what they're mad about? But the low-level scum rats that write the actual shit, they believe in the stuff. They believe in, you know, they don't know there's another level to this. And it's kind of crazy to think about. Like, I see a lot of musicians at that time and since then that talked about this stuff. And it's like, how do you... You'd have to avoid the information somehow. You have to willfully avoid it. Julian Casablancas of the Voids was saying he's a little bit more red-pilled than your normal person, or at least it seems to be that way, but he's very careful about how he talks. And he was saying something along the lines of, you know, all people have to do is, like, when they click to see something, just do 2 more clicks. He said, to get the real story. But they won't go those extra 2 clicks. They'll just do the 1 click, and all they have in them is 1 click. You know, but I talk about this stuff, and, you know, the thing is, this is the behavior of the 95%. You know, they just do what the OS tells them to, or what the OS wants them to. I mean, that's just how it is. And it's not I'm glad that whole thing came up, that understanding came up, because it was really bumming me out a lot, you know, because I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on, you know. I just couldn't believe that people would be this, you know, just I'm at a loss for words, if you haven't noticed. Well, I'm also trying to figure out what I can. That's what sucks about censorship, right? It's not about what I'm saying; it's about what I could possibly say. So I have to kind of edit myself in real time. We'll go through it though. The thing is, like I said the other day too, it's like all this stuff that I would be talking about that I could get in trouble for. We all know anyway. We all know. Like it's evident. It's right there. It's like you can. It's just. The cake is on the table. You know, the cake is on the table. We all know it. We all see the cake on the table, right? At least us here in this sort of this space do, you know. But does it help for me to point at the cake and say, "Look, guys, the cake's on the table," and for that I could get fucking trouble? You know, it just seems like a waste. We all know the fucking cake's on the table. That's it. The cake is on the fucking table. When I came out, I meant to do I want to do a thing on right-hand path. Because, like, there's so many videos now about left-hand path. And it's like you could learn everything you need to know about the left-hand path. Basically because people want to be edgy and they don't like their parents. So, I mean, you get a lot of videos about that. But no one's really talking about right-hand path, because right-hand path isn't, I mean, for the people that would be practitioners of the right-hand path, like myself, they, most people don't want to talk about it because most people that are Christian don't want to talk about magic at all, even though it has a very deep history with Christianity, and Christ himself, as I've said before, was a magician. And so are you. You know, that's what the whole thing, he was always telling you could do what he did. You know, but there's judicious editing of the Bible. And I love when people say, oh, the original Hebrew. The original Hebrew. It's like, it wasn't originally in fucking Hebrew. It was in Greek. That was the original text. And even before that, if you, what's the guy's name? Elusive Truth, fuck, I'll have to find it. He made a case that there was even an earlier translation before that. So the fact that there is no original Hebrew, but that's just a trick by the fake sons of Abraham, being tricksy once again. And of course YouTube, by that I mean the Amish. Those tricksy Amish. I guess the Amish are, it was funny because I always use them as a stand-in for what I believe to be problematic groups, and they guess they are pretty bad. Like they fuck around with their neighbors and not fuck around in the modern vernacular where it means a good thing. I'll never get used to that. I'll never get used to that. In my mind, in my world, it was always, yeah, don't fuck with me, don't fuck with them, don't fuck around. Now it's a good thing. What the fuck is that? It's like a Mandela situation. But yeah, basically right-hand path, I'll do a bigger video on it, but the breakdown there is left hand's bad guys, right hand's good guys. Right hand is what you would call like white magic or white magicians, or shielding, healing, protection, stuff like that. Left-hand path is all the eating your friend's number two and bathing in the blood of cats and stuff. That real hyper edgy, like, they're mad at their parents, basically. The left-hand pathers are mad at their parents. That's all it is. But yeah, I'll do a bigger thing on that more, because I see so much of that now. It's annoying. It's like you didn't even know there was a right-hand path. Like, it's like you just think there's like, oh, left-hand path, it's black magic. Yeah, no, there's a right-hand. There's a right-hand path. You get a guy right here. It's funny, like, I mean, it's a spiritual war channel, what I'm running here. And everything I do kind of talk about relates to it in some way, but I'd like to get back more to the to more esoteric subjects, metaphysical science, occult things, like the stuff that I really like to do. But what happens is the stuff that's happening here in this 3D space is so wacky, and it becomes so overwhelming that it takes up my entire transom, you know, because it's like, oh fuck yeah, this is crazy, this happened today. It takes me away from that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna try one tomorrow, right hand path video, just to get fucking, you know, some right hand path videos out there. Because yeah, most people that are Christian they fell for the meme that all magic is evil, all divination is evil. It's absolutely not true. Absolutely not true. Now it depends on what it is. Like, I don't know if you could, like, when it comes to, and these are just names, like someone who is a sorcerer, right, is probably not right hand path. You know what I mean? Anyone that works with like a what word can I use for that? Necro type stuff. Anyone that involves themselves with the dead, raising of the dead, necromancer type stuff. I just didn't want to say that, but you know, when I walk by people, I don't want to be yelling about crazy shit. But the especially in my neighborhood. But yeah, stuff like that. That's all left hand path bullshit. Crowley type stuff. OTO. What was that other religion that he fucking tagged? The sun. What was that? That religion he joined and then destroyed. There was this group that he joined. I can't believe I can't think of the name. I don't know. Anyway, he got into their group and got all these secrets and published them in his Crowley fanzine. And they were real upset with him, and it kind of tanked the whole religion. I'm just being shadowed here, so I wonder why. You know what shadowing is, right? It's when someone just stays right on your back. I thought, oh, he's going on. Okay, he stopped now. Did you see because I have my camera? I don't know. You got to think about these things. Or I have to think about these things. Because those are the kind of things that happen to me. Alright, well, we're back at the house now. Did we learn anything today? I don't think so. But it was nice walking with you guys, as always. Thanks for popping in. Making sure I'm alive. Making sure the band hasn't gotten me yet. Now, of course, I mean, the black ice cream band, as we've gone over before, the white band, if I get a white band, I ain't shook. You know, I'll go just talk to them. How you guys doing? You need some coffee? I'm going to the store. You want anything? That's for the white band. If the black band comes, you won't even see the black band until you're fucking in it. And even then, you probably have something over your head. So yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, it's hard to avoid the black band. Because the next thing you know, you're in a black ops fucking area. At least I think that's how it works. I guess we'll find out someday, won't we? Until then, thanks for dropping in. And don't blame the teacher, blame the school.